Hello, everyone. It's time for me to go ahead and recap Love is Blind after the altar. Look at Netflix. We see you. Y'all listen to the people, and you started the episode 14, with Brett and Tiffany, favorite couple, first Black Love is Blind couple. I am here for it. You gave us what we want because we got all of 2 minutes of screen time of the Browns at the reunion. So we see Brett and Tiffany having dinner in Seattle at the Space Needle, I think is what it's called. And it's just really scenic and beautiful. And I'm doing something different, and just want to let y'all know I'm doing something different than I've ever done. I'm actually running the episode back while I'm recording this. It is an experiment. I don't know where this will go, but I do have the episode playing back at a higher speed. Next, we got Bliss and Zach, and Netflix is just here trying to bait the hell out of us because they make it seem as though Bliss and Zach are trying to have a baby right now. Meanwhile, all they're doing is getting shots for Zach's allergy. And then we have Chelsea and Kwame at the Seattle Mariners game, and I have done a 180 on Chelsea and Kwame. So I was always saying how I really couldn't stand them as a couple, but it seems like they're getting along. I'm starting to question if Kwame is with Chelsea for fame or if Kwame is actually into Chelsea and he just got a really bad edit. Because you always hear reality stars talking about getting a bad edit. And it's so true when you think about it in your day-to-day lives. Like, you're gonna be giving dirty looks or weird looks, or you're gonna be making certain facial expressions and kind of seeming off sometimes, but that doesn't make it so, especially if you're someone like me who has a resting bitch face. So I have come around on Chelsea and Kwame. I still think that Chelsea does think that Kwame is Jesus Christ, and I don't like how she is just presents herself as just thirsty, and to me it comes across as thirsty and desperate, but I don't gotta like them. I didn't watch the show for Chelsea and Kwame. All I'm saying is I've come around. I'm starting to think that Kwame may have feelings for Chelsea and he just got a bad edit. So then after Chelsea and Kwame are at the Mariners game, Seattle Mariners game, we see Micah meeting up with Paul's mom, and everything is wrong with this. Everything. So first and foremost, like, Paul's mom, like, Chelsea, sorry. Micah is meeting up with Paul's mom, and first and foremost, like, is Micah Paul's mom's age? Is Micah just someone who's aging well? Micah is not Paul's mom's peer, and it doesn't make any sense for her to be taking on this relationship with Micah like they're besties and like they should be besties. And Micah even said, like, Paul's mom texts her all the time. And then we see how Paul's mom is like, "You're so beautiful. Oh my goodness, you're so beautiful." And then Micah tells her that, or Micah tells us that Paul's mom texts her a lot. And it's like, what is this about? Like, why is there this codependent relationship? It's like, who has Paul dated before Micah? For Paul's mom to be so invested in Micah when Paul and Micah were barely together. They were not together for a long period of time. A lot of their relationship was private and, you know, took place in the pods or when they were filming the show. So Paul's mom doesn't really know Micah, and I need to know why Paul's mom is so obsessed with Micah. It's very dysfunctional and gross. And there's nothing wrong with being friends with your partner's parents or even your ex-partner's parents, but I just feel that there should have been more of a substantial and long-running relationship with your partner for you to kind of step in as this and step into the role of friend and or close friend or bestie or daughter that she never had. It's disturbing. I don't like it. And Paul should really tell his mom to stop. It's inappropriate and unnecessary. And we find out that, Micah and Paul are still talking, which is really, really shocking to me because what believe when it comes to Micah and Paul, first of all, I don't like Micah at all. I just don't like her. She is someone that I would have no interest in interacting with off camera at any point. I just think that she is very, very fake, always trying to put her best foot forward in front of the cameras. And I just don't know what to believe with her at all. But something that I can say is I've come around on Micah, whereas I felt that her relationship with Paul was more of a showman's. And what After the Altar has shown us is that Micah seemed to really have deep, genuine feelings for Paul. The way how she was so upset to find out that he's dating someone, it really spoke volumes. And I feel that Micah did have genuine, deep feelings for Paul. And I feel like that was the same for Paul. I feel that a lot of that just wasn't really captured and shown to us on camera. So it was nice to feel that the relationship that Paul and Micah had was not just a showman's and that it was real and genuine. And so next we got Jackie and Cauliflower Ears. They're basically in Seattle and they're having this little date that's somewhat romantic, whatever. I didn't know that I could take food up in it's like a Ferris wheel, right? Forgive me if that's not what it's called, but I think it is. Anyways, I didn't know I could take a meal up in a Ferris wheel. Like, what is this about? Like, why have I been uninformed my whole life about this? And it's like, I don't know. I don't trust Josh. Like, I think he is so full of shit. I wonder if Netflix paid for that meal. And so I think Josh is worthless to the point where I believe that Jackie deserves better than Josh. Like, that's how worthless Josh comes across to me. I think that Jackie deserves better. Jackie, of all people, I believe deserves better because Josh is just rude. He has cameras in his face. He doesn't even fake it. But part of me also believes that Josh is shy and uncomfortable, and that shyness and discomfort makes him act like a piece of shit because he's just kind of awkward being on camera. But regardless, like, I think that Jackie deserves, like, I think it's both. I think that Jackie deserves Josh, but she also deserves better because he's that much of a piece of shit. And it's like he had this, both Jackie and Josh, they had a substantial amount of time to get it together, knowing that they're about to be on camera and they could turn the narrative around, turn what we've seen of them around and our opinions of them. But they failed miserably to the point where I'm like, yikes. So next we got the group of couples meeting up, and we got Brett and Tiffany right in the center of the table because Netflix is giving us what we want. Okay. I'm skipping ahead a little bit. So Paul is cooking with his mom. I adore their relationship. Like, it's just so cute, so wonderful. And, Paul's mom, she don't even seem to care that Paul has a new bitch. Like, I think she just wants him to be with Micah. It's very weird. I don't like it. I don't like how Paul's mom stands Micah. Anyways, back to the dinner. We got a dinner with Brett, with all three married couples. And what was so funny to me at this dinner is, like, Bliss talked about how Bliss and Zach have traveled. Brett talked about how Tiffany whisked him away to Colombia, which is just, I'm sorry, that is so, so sexy. And it makes me love Tiffany so much. I love how Tiffany said, I want to see how spontaneous he was. Like, I love it. I mean, I would do something like that. End of story all day. I've surprised partners of mine with trips, and I love it. Tiffany, you're doing the right thing. And so when Bliss mentions that she's traveled with Zach, and when Tiffany mentions how she's traveled with Brett, Chelsea snaps. And she's just like, well, we haven't traveled and I can't travel because of my job and I wish we could. And she gets all teary eyed. And I'm like, bitch, shut up. Like, you're married, Chelsea. Like, you will travel with Kwame when y'all travel. Like, what the fuck is y'all doing? Are you doing? Like, she got straight up jealous. She really did. She didn't like it. And I just thought it was just gross. Like, relax, Chelsea, relax. You will take your husband wherever y'all decide to go. So then I love how episode 15, which is episode 2 of Love, or After the Altar, we meet Marshall and his girlfriend that he's been with for a year. So Marshall basically got his girlfriend pretty much immediately after Jackie. She is cute, very cute. She is smart. She is basically a doctor. But the problem with Marshall, like Marshall talks to Brett and he's basically like, okay, this is the one. The problem with Marshall is way too in love with he's way too in love with love, to the point where I do believe that he will try to sit there and wife every single girl that comes his way. And we saw it with him and Jackie, because Jackie gave him nothing, absolutely nothing, no clues, no signs that she wanted to be with him, and he was still said he would have said yes to her at the altar. It's like, yikes. Marshall definitely has codependent issues, and I love from what I see of his relationship, but at the same time it's just, I don't know, he's a little too much of a romantic, and I think every girl he talks to he's trying to wife. But this girl, I like her. She is really cute, and I don't even know, like, I'm confused because not only did Marshall say he's a freak, but according to Jackie, he is very well endowed, well hung. And I'm looking at this petite little girl and I'm just like, oh my goodness, that's you. I have thoughts. I have thoughts. Without being too graphic, I'm just going to say I have thoughts. So I'm skipping ahead to Amber. She tells Bliss that she got a man and how she's moving to San Diego. And Chelsea says that she made, a traditional Nigerian rice jollof. And Chelsea said it was good. And there's nothing Chelsea won't do for her man or for her man's family. I pretty much am very confident that the rice was trash, but that's okay. I'm going to let Chelsea have it if that's what she wants to think, that she actually knows how to make Nigerian food after knowing a Nigerian for, a few months. Or a year. Next we got Jackie and Josh. They're moving into a new apartment and it's like so staged. Like, y'all really are trying to prove to us that y'all are in love and it's super serious and it's destined to work. We don't care. We don't care. I don't know a single person who gives a shit about Jackie and Josh, like their potential for longevity. We don't give a shit. But what we do see and what we do care about is we see that Josh is there just belittling Jackie and putting her down and talking about her looks, how she looks like the Nutcracker. I do not like Jackie with straight hair. I see why she keeps her hair wavy. Like, I think she looks bad. I dislike it. Her look with straight hair. And then we just have Josh talking shit, not being nice to her, not wanting to help her pack. And I do believe that, again, some of this is his discomfort with being filmed and not knowing what to do and thinking like the best thing he should do is just be an asshole. But on the flip side, I don't think that Josh is into Jackie like that. I think he probably just sees her as a little plaything and she annoys him and he knows that she's, unhinged, but he's just kind of there possibly for, I don't know, codependency, for fame, whatever it is, like Josh is his behavior, his actions just are trash. And I don't know what to make of it. I don't know if it's just him being a trash human being to everyone he's with, or him being disgusted with Jackie. I think it's a bit of both. So then we have, let's see, the football game starts. That's how episode 15 slash episode 2 ends. And now I'm going to episode 3. I did enjoy seeing the cast play football. I first thought it was just the cheesiest, worst idea when they promoted after the altar. I was like, this is trash, this is pathetic. I also don't believe that this was Zach and Bliss's idea. I think this was Netflix's idea. But at first I was like, I hate this so much, this is so fake and so stupid. But then I got into it very, very quickly. I just enjoyed seeing how competitive they are and how much fun they were having. And I would love it if they do this on future seasons of After the Altar. I thought it was a cute idea, and I love sports, so I was just invested in the game, wanting to see how or who would win. And so now we have everybody at the reunion little meetup in Seattle, where very early on Marshall approaches Jackie to talk to Jackie, and Marshall apologizes to Jackie for what he said. He said that he felt like he was like trying to force her. I think he said pressure her. He was trying to pressure her kind of into a relationship when he should have walked away. And I don't know, Marshall's emotional intelligence, it really is, it's so commendable, because I think that he is so past everything that Jackie has put him through, to the point where he really is able to apologize to her, because he really don't give a shit about her, because he has a new girlfriend and that he's happy with and wants to be with, who is cuter and probably a lot more mentally stable and sane and calm. But I just love that Marshall cares to have a conversation with someone who treated him horribly. And next we got Irina apologizing to Amber, and Amber was so triggered. Let me tell you something. I've always been a fan of Amber. I think she is very, very beautiful, very pretty, natural beauty. The way how Amber shut Irina down, just like, I don't care. She didn't call her a bitch, but she should have. It was beautiful, because Amber was not going to allow her to have some stupid redemption arc. America hates Irina, and that's not going to change. It just didn't change with it, because Irina was claiming that she didn't know that Amber was crying, and so that triggered Amber, because you heard her crying, you saw her crying. This is not how you win over anyone, Irina, by continuing to lie. But we could expect that of Irina. Like, she has no future in reality TV as far as I'm concerned. And I'm glad that, hopefully this is the last we see of her. Just like a lot of people on this cast. Then we have Micah telling Paul that she can't be friends with him anymore because he's dating someone. And it's like, it's about time. Not everybody could go the friendship route. And I'm glad that she finally realized that she just couldn't do that. And then we see Jackie meeting with Monica. Monica is the girl that Josh proposed to. And I kind of stan Monica in a way. I think she's hard on the eyes, if I'm keeping it 100. But the way how she talks shit to Josh, like, I have to stan. I'm sorry, because I think Josh is just very, very stressful and draining. And again, I feel like Jackie deserves better. Like, Josh is so trash that I feel that Jackie deserves better. And Jackie isn't the brightest bulb in the box. I don't know. I know they say tool in the shed. They say sharp. Don't they say sharp? I don't know. Whatever the saying is, Jackie isn't the brightest star in the sky. How about that? She isn't the loudest speaker in the room. Yeah, these are bad. That's kind of the point. She isn't the no, I can't say that. She isn't the shiniest jewelry in the store. Yes, you guys are tortured and hate me. Sorry. Anyway, moving right along. For Jackie to not understand that she cannot be friends with a woman who's cursing out her boyfriend every time she sees her, it's very odd. It's just I'm lost. I'm really lost. And I think Jackie, I just don't see why Jackie would even want to be friends with Monica the way that Monica talks to Josh. And then we see that Jackie gets all flustered and frustrated, and she basically says that she's dumping Josh. And it's like, you know what? She's making me feel that Josh is the one who's tortured and disgusted, and that's why he's shitty to her, because he has to put up with a bitch who's talking about like she's gonna dump him. Like, yeah, I mean, Josh and Jackie, horrible, horrible couple that really deserves each other. As I said, though, Jackie doesn't deserve all of it. She does, but she doesn't deserve Josh. I mean, for Jackie to have the opportunity, just like I talked about with Irina, for Jackie to have the opportunity to leave, for her very last impression to be that she is grown, she's matured, she's kinder, she's nicer, she's softer, she's less ghetto, and for her to just come out guns blazing, basically implying that she dumped Josh, she has to dump Josh. Bitch, you risked it all for Josh. You went ahead and pursued him on camera when you really should have just been texting the motherfucker, and then you start to date him once cameras stop rolling. But no, you presented yourself as someone who was just really messy, who made everything more complicated than it had to be. This is the time. You see it so many times with people. They know when they get that opportunity to make a second lasting impression, they do all that they can to present themselves in a positive light. But when you are truly a trash human being, and when you have a lot of issues, you can't rationalize why you should put your best foot forward. Even though that everybody attacked you online, you still don't get it. You still can't put in the effort to just present yourself better for the little blips of time that you're being filmed over the course of a few hours, over the course of hours or days. And it made just, like, Jackie feels very broken to me. Like, I feel like if she could not do better, just like Josh, like, if you could not pretend to be halfway decent, then I don't know. You're like a lost cause to me. So then we got the couples. We got Zach and Bliss on their honeymoon in Europe. And I had no idea that Brett and Tiffany were so in love, because I remember at one point I piggybacked off of someone else who was like, I don't know. I don't really know. I think Tiffany is into him more than he is into her. But Brett seemed extremely into Tiffany, just how he looks at her and he's like, look at this woman, just like implying that she's really beautiful and cute and sexy and hot. And I was so happy to see that Brett and Tiffany, they really seem on the same page. They just have chemistry, like how Tiffany was putting her hand on his thigh, which made me jealous. I'm joking, but it was so nice to see Brett and Tiffany really just feeling each other. The love was very palpable in a way that to me it wasn't as palpable during the season. But then I remember Vanessa Lachey at the reunion saying that they were all over each other, Brett and Tiffany. So what I believe is that with the year that's passed since they got married, I believe that Brett's feelings for Tiffany have just like grown exponentially, and it seems a lot more obvious, and or he's just expressing how he feels a lot more. It's probably both, but I just feel like Brett is really feeling Tiffany and Tiffany is feeling Brett. I'm here for it. I love these two. And then we see a little tiny trailer for season 5, and it has a guy who's effing hot and a girl that is definitely not as hot as the guy. And I feel like they're supposed to be the new Cameron and Lauren, because I have no idea why in a promo for season 5 y'all is showing 2 people when I think Love is Blind cast at least 16 men and 16 women, if I'm not mistaken. So I need to know why they just were showing us 2 people that clearly, obviously, are going to be together, because why else would they promote them for season 5 if they're not going to be together? And I don't need to see them. Show me the whole goddamn cast, or show me more couples, more people talking in the pods and just 2 people. I don't know. Netflix, y'all are being really lazy and really ghetto and budget, and don't do us like that. We're already invested in the show. We need more of a teaser than you gave us. I'm not into it. Not a fan. So, as far as I know, like, wasn't After the Altar 1 or 2 episodes last season and in previous seasons? I don't remember ever being 3 seasons. Netflix, go ahead, do your thing, milk this shit. We are here for it. We will watch it. I'm not complaining. So that's what I got to say about Love is Blind After the Altar. I enjoyed it, and something that Netflix didn't do in previous seasons. They didn't rope everybody in that wasn't really a couple. But this was really the entire cast for the most part. Even the friends, like Micah's friends and Paul's mom. I enjoy that. I really think it was really well done by showing us so many different people and their journey. Like Amber, in previous seasons, they wouldn't have shown all these people who didn't make it to the end or who left the pods early. So I loved it. Hope y'all liked it too. And I don't know, I'm into these couples, so I hope that Netflix will continuously kind of have some type of reunion with the couples, the married couples from all the seasons. I would enjoy that. Go ahead and steal that idea, Netflix. I don't mind. And so then I'm going to be covering the Ultimatum season 2. I still need to cover Queer Love. I am going to be interviewing someone about the Ultimatum. So you guys are in for a treat, because I obviously very infrequently interview someone. Well, I'm interviewing someone, and I will get into that more later once I release that episode. So I need to reach out to him and see when he is available to film. He is just very, very funny. I have always enjoyed him on Twitter. So I said, can I interview you? And he said yes. So y'all are in for a treat. All right. Talk to you later.